We've got Dennis White next, and what a night it has been here at Shane's Rib Shack. Coach Roscoe came through for us tonight. When Coach Roscoe came through, Dennis, that put us at 16 for 16. We had every team in the county in here this year.
Oh, great.
Every team.
Great.
We got High Point Christian last week. Among the public schools, we got 15 schools. And the private school, High Point Christian. 16 out of 16 having teams in here this year. It's amazing.
You pulled it off, man.
Wow, I can't believe that's
pulled it
we're
off.
talking about what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? That's what I'm thankful for. Accomplished pulling that off. That's just great for us.
Yeah.
Coach Roscoe's had some sickness in the family this week with his wife, and then take care of that. He got CJ here. He got Max Maynard here again. And we had to get Dudley here back in the beginning of the summer, early summer. We were talking about them way back when because Dudley's tightened the screws some. They don't put their guys out in the street as much as they used to.
Right.
Things have changed. We did get the Dudley kids in. Got Simeon and Connell Young and Hendon Hooker. Got the three. We brought those guys in part of the year. They turned out to be probably the three biggest guys on that team as far as the season goes. But it's been a good run.
Yeah, it's been a real good run. And as you said, to get all of the schools in on the Greensboro Sports Show, we are very thankful.
Very thankful.
That means a lot, man.
I mean, I feel like we can actually begin to put the basketball aside in the next couple of weeks and head toward basketball because we did accomplish our mission accomplished here in the football. And really, we got down to the last stretch and pulled it out.
Yeah.
Thank the good Lord above.
And, you know, one of the things about, I was just talking to CJ
We talked
Freeman.
about miracles, Pastor. We talked about those miracles.
Yeah,
The miracle at Southeast, go up on top of that roof that night. We pulled that off. Next couple weeks later at Southeast, we're back in the press box Friday night. Over at Dudley, had our little table outside that one night, pulled that miracle off. Over at Page, had the big ball game. We've had some good help. The good Lord's been good to us.
Yes, he's been good to us.
We had I want to continue to thank Mickey Truck Bodies out of High Point stepped up to cover our cost on broadcasting with the state those High Point Andrews games. Thanks to Mickey Truck Bodies, good job those guys are doing, and a lot of good things to come together.
Yeah, miracles all the time, and
I'm just sort of asking for more.
that's exactly right.
We sometimes ask for just a few things, thinking we're just missing a little bit. If we ask for more, we can actually accomplish more.
You're absolutely right.
We're not putting that power to good use. Sometimes we're a little doubtful. Can this happen? Can we pull this off? And we look around. It happens.
It happens.
We don't have the faith, I guess, sometimes we need. Sometimes we don't need to doubt the power above. We need to keep believing and keep going on.
That's so true. Rather than asking for half a cup, fill it up.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll drink to that.
And speaking of that, Dennis, break it down for us. Tell us about the Dudley Panthers' victory last Friday night over at Tarpley Stadium.
Dudley was sensational. Dudley came out clicking on all cylinders. Dudley displayed the best first quarter of football with a 16 seed. Dudley methodically handled the guys with the type of seriousness that you want to start off with. Dudley let everybody know that, hey, we are for real. We are the boys. And the offense was just crisp. I think that the offensive line, and we've got to give Isaiah Little.
Yes, sir. Mr. Bowers, Elijah Bowers. Those are two good names, too. Yeah. Isaiah Little from the Bible, Elijah Bowers.
And Bowers, Elijah. And those guys did an outstanding job. The defense did not penetrate against Dudley offense, not one time. Dudley offense was able to do what they wanted to do at will. Herndon Hooker was at his best. I think Hooker now, and as I talked to Coach Davis in the pre-game interview, Herndon Hooker's in a zone now. And I think that you and I talked about some players, when they get in a zone, it's hard to get them out of it. And right now, he's believing.
Highly competitive zone.
Absolutely. And they are putting up scores back to back. And look, we was talking about Dudley Panthers with only 2 threats. Now Dudley's showing they have 5 or 6 offensive threats. Just as well as you bring one out, another one will come in. When they inserted Simeon Gatlin into the offense at Southeast, you told me even before the game.
I'll tell you another point, too. I'm going to jump on this again, as I mentioned last week during the broadcast. Simeon Gatlin intercepted that pass against Richmond County. Brings it back up to the left side. All of a sudden, right before he got out of bounds, the ball comes loose. Richmond County recovers. That was one of the most down moments in somebody's career. Man, and all of a sudden, he took that and turned that into a positive. I told the kid after that, I said, sometimes a guy makes a pick like that, he may have called him, I'll just tell you, go get me another one. Go get me another one. Come back.
Absolutely.
And he came back, that's just a great turning point for his career, I think.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And when you look at if they keep the ball, we may have a different outcome. Dudley might have been undefeated other than that endowment game. They probably would have ran the
They
table.
might have won that game and possibly lost
And,
another.
it could have, yeah.
Might have been a big good booster, though.
You're
in
right.
A game like that.
You're
Challenged
right.
them.
But Dudley and McDowell last week, McDowell came in, had just beat Inca. Is it Inca?
Inca, yeah.
Inca. They had just beat Inca.
Who's got a very good girls softball team, by the way.
Yeah, you keep up with those softball. They had beat Inca. They was off the
It's
following
weird, too,
week.
because Inca's a 3A team. That's a
Yeah,
4A3
combo.
conference,
Yeah.
right?
And so they was off. They rested up for Dudley.
That's right.
And when they came into Tarpley Stadium, you and I was talking about the bus should have stayed warm.
Right.
Because those guys, the quarterbacks, both quarterbacks, didn't have a chance with that Dudley defense. Dudley was all out last week to show we are back. We missed it last year.
And it was
but we're back.
54-0. It could have been 108
Oh, yeah,
to nothing.
absolutely.
Because the
Easily.
starters did not play in the second half.
That's
And you
what
don't
we-
see that very often. A
no.
lot of games, they may come out in the third quarter and not play the fourth quarter. Gosh, it's very unusual sometimes to see a team be able to sit out the entire half.
Right, and that's what you and I talked about during the broadcast. You were stating
When they take
that
them out,
when
yeah.
they take them out, and I said that I would go ahead and take them out now
Yep.
because what you're doing is ankles are so prevalent to be twisted, and you want to save because now, as you and I talked about, every year, the third and fourth round, you have to be healthy because if you're not healthy, the backups can't help you. And so this is what Dudley wanted bad because of what happened last year. I think anything less, these guys will be more disappointed if they don't go to the state and win in the state.
Yeah, for some of these guys, it's not only be one title. This is like two titles.
Yes.
Last year and this year, both.
Yeah, absolutely.
This Friday night, what do you expect Dudley to see when they face this Southwest Guilford Cowboys team? What do you see this Friday?
Pass, and
Jared
pass.
Rainey,
I think Rainey is going to pass,
Jeremiah Brown.
because everybody know you can't run against Dudley.
That's going to be a big test, too.
Right.
I think this team can put some points on the board. I think Southwest can score, but then you go back to the Southwest Guilford defense. They're going to have a challenge like they've never seen before.
That's going to be the challenge. That's the same thing you talked about with Page,
Yeah.
same thing you talked about with Southeast. And it's hard to stop because Herndon Hooker run that spread. He run that. They run
so
they
well.
run that
It's
read so well.
so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that read when they spread you out. And when he run their quarterback read, and I told you three options.
Yep.
Put it in the belly of Young, pull it out, keeping himself,
Yep.
or those long arms, hit
And Patterson Boyd and Gilmore.
and
both
Gilmore,
really coming
DeMattis
on
Gilmore.
here in
Yeah.
this postseason. Those guys are stepping up big.
DeMattis Gilmore is using the sideline. You
Yeah.
know, I always talk about he's running.
It's a little bit of that Christian Coakley type.
Yes,
role,
sir.
taller
That's
receiver.
taller receiver, and just lob it up
And that's
over.
Brandon Pearson Boyd's a possession receiver. He's a
He-
speedster. He can fly.
He really is, and they run a lot. They run a lot of slant routes, a lot of quick hitters, a lot of curl routes with the bigger DeMattis Gilmore, and then they run a lot of wheel routes, a lot of seam routes with Pearson Boyd, because when Pearson Boyd get in a seam, or either now you got another threat that run that seam route, Young.
Yeah.
Cornell Young here,
Well,
find
he's
a
a
little
great
seam.
receiver out of the backfield, no doubt
Yes,
about it.
yes, and once he come out the backfield, he's already have speed, and when he touched the ball, he just accelerate, and it's hard to stop. And you brought up a very good point. He is that Reggie Gillespie type
He
of
is.
speedster, and that power. And we seen him make a couple of runs in the last couple of weeks that we thought he was nailed
yes,
dead to
still
right,
going.
and he was stonewalled.
And a play
he was
made
still
last week,
going.
I called that the Tropical Smoothie Cafe play of the day.
Yes.
Jumped over the man last
Wow.
week. Jumped over the man.
Yeah, that was not Lambeau Field's leap over field,
Leap
you
over
know.
the field. That's right. That's right.
And
I'm surprised when he got the inside to do like Cam Newton dance or some sort.
Right.
I'm glad he did, but that seems to be the
Controversial.
in vogue thing these days. That's
Yeah.
a big deal. Yeah. We talked about that a number of times on our program here. Wouldn't it be something for the guy to score the touchdown and just go hand the official the ball? I think that'd get more attention than the dances. If the guy scored a touchdown, just goes, "Here, Mr. Ref, went on back to this." I think that would probably be more recognizable, make more of an impact, be more impressive than these crazy dances we see.
I think the celebratory dance is one of adrenaline. I think it's one of your pump, and it's also it also to give your team, Andy, a boost, because you can be an energizer player to help your team, and I think that's the momentum That is psychological.
Sometimes you used to see it with receivers and running backs. It's a little bit more unusual to see with a quarterback. But this quarterback for the Panthers, Cam Newton, is just like their team spokesman.
Yeah, he's a brand. He's a brand. When
He's
you
got
look
his
at
own.
it, he's a brand, and he's the face of
He
the
calls
franchise.
it the Dabo.
That's-
Dabo Sweeney, Dab. He's got the dab. That's what they call his little dance. They got the Dabo Sweeney, you got the dab now. That's what they call the deal.
And you know, that is nothing other than when we had Billy White Shoe Johnson back in the day, and when you had the Dallas Cowboys scored, and when you had the Redskins, when the Fun Bunch, you know.
Yeah, a little posse in the Fun Bunch.
Yeah, you had all of those, Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, you know. Everybody had their, and then you had
Marx Brothers.
Yeah, absolutely, and did none of them do it better than the Heisman polls from Michigan that won the Heisman.
Desmond Howard.
Yeah, Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
Every time he get a touchdown, he put those Heisman polls on. So there's been a lot of celebratory celebrations, but I don't think none of them better than Billy White Shoe Johnson. He was the best at it, even though Houston wasn't winning. And you're right, Cam Newton, I don't think he went too far. I like it. I like that type of guy.
How do you like this? How many Guilford County teams do you like to still be in the playoffs after these Friday night games in round two? How many Guilford County teams are still left?
Well, and I think we have
seven.
7.
One's going to be gone because they play each other.
Yeah, and we know that. I think that I'm going to stick. I think we have 5. I really believe I'm going back with my 5. Last week I said we have 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And so
we had 6. Yeah.
And I was right there.
Let's go like this. Southwest Dudley, you're taking Dudley.
Dudley.
Northwest Fuquay Varina.
Northwest.
Northwest win that one. How about Page at Wake Forest playing the Cougars?
Page.
Taking Page. Wow, you may have more than 5 teams left. That's 3 through 3 so far. Northern at Asheboro.
Now this is where it gets fun, tricky at. The Comets, the Blue Comets, has a great defense, and I love C.J. Freeman.
Right.
He's really going to have to step it up against the Blue Comets.
Taking Asheboro.
I'm going with Northern on that, and I'm going to show you where my other 2 coming in at.
Here we go. Okay, let's look at Wilson Pike at Southern Guilford.
Southern to be going home.
5. Southern's going to stay home. They're going to lose it, right?
They're going to lose.
They're going to lose.
Yeah.
So Southern is gone. I'm taking Southern. You're Andrews and Northside at Jacksonville.
Andrews, and I'm going to go back. I've got to take one out of the mix.
You're taking Andrews?
Andrews is going to win.
That's 5. Okay. You're taking 5.
5 Guilford County teams.
5 will be left. You're taking definitely go back to Dudley. That's 1.
Dudley.
Northwest going to win. That's
Northwest.
2. Page wins. That's 3.
Page.
Northern you said will win. That's
Will win.
4. And Andrews wins. That's 5.
That's 5.
Southern's done, and by virtue of the loss, played like Guilford County team.
Right.
Southwest Guilford.
Southwest Guilford is gone. So those are my 2. Those are my 2.
The ones that are going to be close going to be Northwest and Page. It'll be tough. Two tough ones there. Those will be tough. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to throw mine out now since we're here together. Definitely going Dudley. I'm going Fuquay Varina, Northwest loses on the road. That's just my pick. Wake Forest going to top Page. Taking, let's see. So I got 1 so far. Taking Northern Guilford. Taking Southern Guilford. And I'm taking 4.
Okay, you got 4. You got 4 and 3 going to be gone. Okay.
All right, college football. North Carolina Tar Heels at Virginia Tech. Frank Beamer's last game.
They're
bringing back a lot of his former players. Bruce Smith is coming back.
Wow.
Hopefully he's not dead. I know some people died. I know Reggie died. So Reggie's my main man, Reggie White. But
and you know,
Bruce,
Michael Vick,
Bruce Smith, he's got 1 day of eligibility. He's got his uniform. He's playing.
Please don't bring back number 76.
Bring back all the guys. But anyway, what about Carolina and Virginia Tech?
Carolina is on a roll. Carolina is playing the best Carolina ball. Carolina offense is right now playing at a higher level
Maybe to use these down the road
than expected. Carolina offense is the offensive line, and when you're talking about bringing in a defensive wizard, Carolina. But listen.
Gene Chizik, right?
Let's go and tell Gene Chizik goodbye because
you want to get rid of him.
He's going. He will be
He's
gone.
gone. Okay.
He's gone.
He's gone by virtue
of doing that. Yeah, he'll be a head coach job.
That's what I like.
He's going to get. He's going to get a. He's going to get a big. No. He's going to get a big program.
He's moving up.
Yeah, he's moving up. No, most definitely. That's the way it is. You want to come in as an offensive defensive coordinator and get yourself your own team, get your own identity. Because
look
now,
what happened with the Panthers. Look what happened to the Panthers. That Chudzinski guy, Rob Chudzinski, did such a good job. He got a job with the Cleveland Browns. Coached there 1 year, and they fired him.
Right.
And I don't know where he is. I saw his picture on the internet today. He's doing some kind of lecture series. But gosh, and look at Chudzinski. But look at Shula. Shula's doing the job.
Right.
And his dad Don said, "I don't mind if the Panthers win them all." And he got Don Shula's blessing to go all the way.
Go all the way.
But Carolina's going all the way. You say to Charlotte, they're going to play Clemson. They're going to beat Clemson for the ACC title. Carolina's not stopping you, sir.
Yeah. Carolina, that's going to be a stone wall there. Clemson, back to the statement. Carolina is playing such at a high level. They can be the only team in the ACC I feel can upset Clemson.
Right.
Because Carolina,
they've got 2 big games left: Virginia Tech
and State, and these 2 games mean everything to them. And it would be a shame to go beat Frank Beamer, tell him goodbye, and come back, play your rivalry, and NC State hasn't won, but what, 3 ACC
games. Yeah.
What would be a shame to go in, and they're playing at State, right? Or they're playing at?
I think they're playing at State.
I think it's because last year, playing at State.
Yeah. Because year before North Carolina danced on the field.
And you've got the Bill. Mm-hmm. You've beat Miami.
And plus NC State's got, remember Ted Brown? Remember Ted Brown, the old running back from NC State?
He's not coming back.
He's got 1 day eligibility. They're going to do all they can. They need some help.
They need to get Holt back and go back and get Hayward Jeffries back.
Get the quarterback for San Diego. Get Philip Rivers back.
Philip Rivers back.
Everybody back.
Yeah, and so it's going to be very interesting for Carolina. Back to the question that you had. Carolina fans like myself and Don Moore are so excited because we beat Duke.
Having a good year.
We beat Miami.
Yeah.
And we really beat a team that nobody thought was going to beat. It was Duke Blue Devils. Everybody thought Duke was going to, and we beat Virginia.
Virginia sometimes knocks them off.
So in Miami, you used to beat us. So
yeah, Miami just come off a big win against Duke.
Duke. Yeah.
What about the Redskins and Panthers on Sunday? How about that game?
Panthers 28-14.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Kirk Cousins has no brothers of love in that city, huh?
No, not at all. One of the things that the Redskins are doing, Andy, Redskins are scoring points now.
Points, yeah, 40
and that's big for the Redskins. And so it's not going to be a cakewalk. Each week get tough, harder and harder for the Carolina Panthers.
What about they're playing the Redskins Sunday, and crazy enough to run around and play Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, playing Redskins and Dallas in the same couple of days.
So that the 2 teams before the Panthers was even thought of. That's what I heard. Romo will be back. The 2 biggest names in the NFL before the Panthers was even thought of, it was the Redskins and Cowboys. Yeah. When the Panthers came along, they took a lot of the Redskins and Cowboys fans. Mm-hmm. So now it's going to be a 3-way. That's what I call it, a 3-way.
3-way battle.
I love the Cowboys, but I'm now in love with the Panthers.
Panthers, yeah, your home team.
You like the Redskins.
Yeah, I mean,
you're in love with the Panthers.
Been following the Panthers out for 5 years because that's what you hear about. It was the same with the Redskins. Yeah. Kept up all their players and coaches and names and details.
Right.
That's what we hear every day.
That's so true. And so the
but
Panthers
you're saying 10-0 after Thanksgiving Day for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
It's going to be on big-time television, big screen.
If Romo is back, it's hard to beat Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. It's hard to beat Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. Yeah. And the Green Bay Packers. Some teams.
How hard is it to beat a guy like Greg Hardy on? He beat his girlfriend. How hard is it to beat Greg Hardy on Thanksgiving Day? How hard would that be? That'd be tough, right?
That'd be good to beat him. That'd be great to beat him. Because he's done his share.
Did too much. No doubt about it. Did you watch the political debate last Saturday night? Very few people watched it.
No, I didn't get a chance. I saw the. I have CNN app on my phone, so I went back and I saw some of it.
Well, still more about that. Let me have asked you this before. I'll ask you again because these are good questions. Thank you so much. I did that myself, and I'm complimenting. It's a good job, Andy. Thank you. Political attention here. Who do you recognize the quickest here? Bernie Sanders, Barry Sanders, or the Colonel?
Barry Sanders.
It's still the Colonel for me because I see him on TV so much.
Right.
How about Ben Carson, Johnny Carson, Kit Carson?
Well, I'm gonna say We'll say Ben Carson because we learned more about Ben Carson. Nathan had to do a project, and his project was on Ben Carson, and we had to do a lot of research. And I'm being honest, as African American, I didn't know nothing about Ben Carson. No background other but he was a brain surgeon. But then I went back and we did a lot of research on his background. Coming up, he had a lot of difficulties academically. A lot of people don't know that. And he rose above poverty. Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So can you see somebody say, it's okay if my kid don't make honor roll?
He's trying to bring his fourth grade report card into the operating room. Here's what I did in fourth grade, but here's my Hippocratic oath I took. I'm in good shape now. That'd be crazy.
Absolutely. Can you see parents saying, "No, don't worry about it. He gonna be a Ben Carson. You know, you don't have to make honor roll. You take the D's and F. You can be a bit." But he defeated the odds, and we learned a lot about Ben Carson. Really learned a lot about before we know he was on the run.
Where's he from anyway?
I think it's from Ben. I think is he from Detroit? I'm trying to remember. Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, Thanksgiving question here. Thanksgiving Day dinner. If you could eat Thanksgiving Day dinner anywhere in the world with anybody, who would you eat the dinner with, and where would you eat it?
With my family,
With your family.
In Chester, South Carolina.
Go back home to South Carolina.
Oh man, nothing like it.
Wow.
Nothing like it.
I was
Nothing
telling
like
somebody
it.
today I wouldn't mind eating Thanksgiving dinner with the Carolina Panthers. I bet they're going to have a very good meal in Dallas.
Yes.
Either before the game, after the game. I just wonder what they'll have on that big table with the Panthers.
Right,
big
right.
professional football team,
Yeah.
high-end, big-time food. Those guys know nothing but the best. And I'd just like to be around that table and see what they're going to have.
Be with Phil Simms to get the Iron Man award.
Man. A thing or two you're thankful for this year?
Repeat that question.
A thing or two, one or two things you're thankful for this year?
I think that one of the most thankful things, seeing my son grow into the young, articulate man with a lot of difficult choices of a ninth grader, typical ninth grader, but to see him improve in the game of basketball and develop a love for it, that really solidified as a parent. You're watching your child because you watched him in Mike League, saw him running the wrong way, shooting the wrong goal, and now watching him love the game of basketball. That means a lot. Another thing I'm thankful for is my wife helped because we had a scare back in July. You and I talked, and much prayers, and you just told me just to continue to be prayerful and that things are gonna work out.
I had a good saying this week too. Sometimes people are saying, "I'm just saying." That's one of those statements they like to make that statement. I'm just saying. My thing is, I'm just praying.
I'm just praying.
That's a good statement. I'm just praying.
That's a good one.
And working on that. Working on that.
Good
No doubt about it. Of all the things on the Thanksgiving Day dinner table that you could not take away, you have to have that one item, that one key ingredient. The coach talks about what's the key ingredient of this victory. What's that one item? What's that one item on the table you cannot take away?
Ham. I have to have it. I've got to have the ham. You can take away anything else, but leave me the ham.
Are you the undertaker or the overtaker?
I'm certainly the undertaker.
Not going to be the takeover man.
I'm the undertaker.
You like that? You always did.
We like again from Nathan watching it, going to see him.
Like that big gong. That big gong. They do the college football games, pro games.
Yeah, and that Paige do it well.
They do it exactly.
Yeah.
How about the Dudley Panthers? What do the Panthers have to do to win the game Friday night? And what does Southwest Guilford have to do to win that game Friday night? Both teams have equal chance going in. What's Dudley got to do to win that game? What's Southwest got to do to pull off that upset Friday night?
What Southeast have to do to pull the upset, Dudley have to make mistakes. Dudley have to make a lot of mistakes. You're right there. The recipe have to be a disaster. The ingredients have to be all messed up for Dudley. That's turnovers, penalties. And let me say this real quickly. And Dudley has been plagued with penalties like we've never seen before.
Right.
I mean, even in a game you're playing against a 16 team, by now you should know downset hut. By now you should not blitz while the quarterback is still in his cage. The ball is still there. A lot of costly penalties can hurt the Panthers, can hurt the boys from Lincoln Street if they're not careful.
And for Southwest, again, you're saying
Southwest to win, Dudley have to make a lot of mistakes. Take advantage of Dudley turnovers, and they have to be consistent. And let's go back to one of the S that I used last week, strength. These S going to take you a long way to the playoffs. You have to have strength. You got to be strong now. The strong will survive.
Absolutely.
That's the way it goes. You got to be strong now. And the thing that Southwest have to do.
And I'm saying, like you said before, it's on the Southwest go for defense because they haven't seen anything like that done the offense, I don't think, before. Yeah. I think Southwest can get some points. I think they could get as many as 14 points possibly. That may be about it, but I think the Southwest defense will be tested like they've never been tested
If
before.
Southwest scored 14 on the Dudley defense, Dudley offense can score 35.
Yep, they can. No doubt about it.
So-
no doubt about it. Could score 42, could score 49. It's a possibility.
Absolutely. And when you say that one more time, 42.
42
who
and
love,
49.
Who love that number 42? Your friend Dennis White. I love because when it's 42, there's nothing. And the second half, we get home at 9:15.
I thought it was that second part of that phone number, 4242, the phone number. The phone number code. How
When we
about
get that 42 points, I'm happy.
who were the teams that did not make it back this week and were there last week? You were following with us earlier.
Yeah.
Remind the people again, the teams
Yeah.
that we almost forgot about. These teams are gone.
Southeast, High Point Central, and Eastern.
Eastern was a tough one,
Yeah.
remember. Eastern was tough.
Yeah,
But,
because of Havelock. Eastern played Havelock.
them everything, yeah.
Whoa, they really played Havelock well. And, the thing about being around you, you have to study last week because you're going to give us some real homework.
Yep.
So I've been around you a long time. I'm getting the homework
I
questions.
brought this in tonight as we close. Nathan's here next. This is the promo I put on the website today for your visit with us. I came with that promo. Just read through that a little bit there. See if you like that promo for Dennis White being with us, Shane's Radio Chat for this evening.
Out loud to myself.
Why don't you read out loud?
Okay,
slowly, shortly.
D. White, Dennis White up next, and he will take us down Lincoln Street and give us the inside beat on the Dudley Panthers and how Dudley is doing and how they are feeling after last Friday 54-0 round one win over McDowell. Now Dudley has a wild bunch of Cowboys coming over to Tarpley Stadium on Friday night, and that ought to be a sight that Dennis White can recite with us tonight. All right, Panthers and Cowboys ready to make some noise. And Dennis will fill us in what it will take to win that game for both squads on Friday night. That's right. That's a fact. I'm Dennis White.
There it is.
And I wish you all a good night.
You like that one, huh?
That's it.
Yeah, well, the
I
keyword
like
that I
that.
hadn't had before, the keyword I found this was recite, R-E-C, right? That's kind of a good one.
Right, that's-
I used to, my baseball, the guy hit the long arm when he was going to the field right, and it was like out of sight, dynamite, 5 o'clock
5 o'clock flight.
Always that crazy stuff, but that's
I like this, man. This
that's
mine to keep. That's mine to
that,
keep.
yes, sir. I thought I'd bring that in to show we're thinking about you on the website promoting your visits. Yes.
And you know what, Andy, I've been broadcasting with you for a long time. And you know what, one thing I haven't heard you say this year?
What's that?
That joker is long.
Oh,
We
yeah,
haven't had the
yeah.
long gone yet. And so hopefully tomorrow night, when number 1 and number 5, I'm talking about none other than Young and none other than Mr. Hooker. When they hit a 45, 50, or 60-yard sideline run on Southwest, I've got to hear that joker is long.
Like we said, some good insight from Dennis White, and this Mr. White is long gone because Nathan's coming up next. Here's a couple of key passes for that roof.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot.
Dennis White, Nathan's coming in next. We'll talk some basketball, I think, with Nathan a little bit as we begin to wind things down.